Hello and welcome to Infamous MCP, the audio podcast. This is Brandon or Mutilus on Discord.
This is Parker, go by One Who Roots on Discord.
This is Zach, go by Nitrozeus on Discord.
I guess I also go by Mutilus in person because a lot of people that met me at the con only know me as Mutilus. So I'm Mutilus, also known as Mutilus on Discord.
That's interesting. I don't
And
think
if we're going to be specific, I'm actually Mutilus parental abandonment on Discord. So
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. I always forget that. I've been Mutilus on Discord for so long. You know the last time I wasn't Mutilus on Discord? It was the year 2016, and I was PG Mutilus on
Nice.
the forums. My oh my, how the world has changed. Remember we had forums and not Global War? It was fucking great. Just kidding, because I fucking hate the forums. Yeah. I don't know if any longtime MCP listeners know this about me. There's one thing I can't fucking stand. Beyond the Dutch, it's forums.
Yeah.
And so don't even start me on forums. Anyway, welcome again to another riveting episode. Let's start off with the news.
Ooh, we got news.
Is there news? I was just trying to get Parker riled up.
No, I was really excited. You did. You got me perked up immediately. But I don't remember any news. Is there news?
There's no news. There's no news. Fake news. Got him.
Yeah.
Got him with the fake news.
You got him. You got me good.
All right. So let's just start this off where it needs to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you had a few questions for us. But before we start there, I have a few questions for you.
Hit me.
How dare you? Where do you get the audacity? The audio program that you're using right now. I'm just curious.
The internet.
No? Okay. Okay, good. You don't even bother to show up for the first MCP episode we've had in months.
Yeah.
Zach's too busy, everybody. I don't know if you knew this. Zach's just fucking day trading and just out yachting, can't afford to show up and be on a podcast with us.
I went full Parker, cool. And I was watching Daredevil, and it was just wrapping up, and I went night-night, and that was it.
You fell asleep?
I was going to say...
Were you asleep on your physical keyboard, though?
No, yeah. I was asleep on my couch.
Okay.
It would have been weird if I was watching Daredevil right here and then passed out.
That's not the full Parker. The full Parker is you wake up and QWERTY is installed
and
on your
I can read ASW on your face because you've been asleep on your keyboard
I went a half
3 hours.
Never go full Parker.
Yeah. Actually, I'm pretty sure for me it's usually the YUHJ. That's usually what you see because it's the
just
middle.
Right in the forehead. Yeah. I was so mad the first time you slept through an episode. I was so angry because I was like, because it was so early on. I remember it was in the first 20 or 25 episodes, I want to say, and we were we only had 3 cast members and we needed people to do stuff. And then I called Parker at least 10 times on his cell phone. I messaged him on Discord. I did everything I could. It's he's dead. The man died today and nobody has told us yet. And then he messages me 45 minutes into our 1 hour podcast and goes, "Hey, sorry, I just woke up." It was great. It was a good time. Okay, Zach, back to your questions. You had some questions for us.
Well, first I wanted to comment on Parker's Jubilee comments. Although I guess Parker liked her. I guess more I want to give funny interactions that Jubilee is a hilariously bad extract holder on multiple extracts because anytime she has the rule of anytime she rolls dice, if she rolls a crit, she drops it, right? Well, there are multiple extracts, including scrolls and Terrigen canisters, that as soon as you pick it up, you have to roll dice. And so she can pick it up and immediately drop it at the same time.
Ooh. You know my favorite part of this interaction? You can't then immediately pick it up again. Because you can only interact with each token once a turn.
I didn't even think about that part. Yeah.
So you're just I picked up thingy, and you drop it, you're ugh.
Yeah.
Just stare at it. What this now?
Yeah. Or a spider infected, she gets to pick it up, and then she can roll at the beginning of the next round and immediately drop it and get pushed at the same time. So she's just going to be so bad at holding extracts. I just think it's funny that they, it's a good rule, I guess, but it's so funny to have that she just can't hold anything.
Yeah, how do you spell Jubilee?
Jubilee. Jubil.
She's not on MCPDB. I thought she was.
No, she is.
I'm trying to look her up. And
She's
not.
on Jarvis and some of the others, but it's still.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Pictures of the physical card.
Yeah, I'm on Jarvis for her.
Yeah. Okay. Parker, I think you had to step away. Did you hear the interaction with Jubilee and the extract token?
No. My dog was freaking out, and I had to help her out. What's up?
Gotcha.
So there are multiple extracts, like Terrigen canisters and scrolls, that you pick up, and then immediately have to roll a die to see what happens. So she can pick up and immediately drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pick it up, you roll an amount of dice, and if that includes a critical, you gain a power but drop the objective token.
Yeah.
And then I pointed out you can only interact with each objective token once a turn, and so she can't then pick it up again. It just stands in front of her, and she's like, ugh.
Also, your opponent would get to put it down, so they don't have to put it next to her.
They would get to place it.
Yes.
So it would be situational on if she would be able to pick it up again. But if it was your first move action, you're like, drop it, you're like, I'll just go get it.
Yeah.
So wait, isn't it on... Which one is it that only triggers on a critical? Is it crits or it's skulls and wilds for scrolls, right?
Crits and wilds, you don't get pushed. So the only way she can
so-
pick up a scroll and not get pushed is to only roll a wild.
A wild and not a crit.
Yes.
I wonder what the odds on that are.
Not great.
It's a 1 in 8 times a 1 in 8 times a 1 in 8. No, it's 1/8 times 7/8.
I don't know. You're getting
Oh
complicated.
my god,
over
that's
here.
so complex because you have to not roll a critical, but yes, roll at least one wild.
Yes.
Man, that's so weird. So it's 7/8 to the third, and then within that you need one of those to hit a 1 in 8. It's not a great number.
No.
It's a pretty bad number.
Yeah. See, I think she'll be funny just because people will not realize that or realize, like what you just said, that you can't pick it back up. And so she'll just drop things immediately.
It's a 67% chance that she will not drop it.
Yes.
And so there's a 33% chance that she'll just straight up drop it on the ground.
Yeah.
And then if she doesn't drop it, then she will get pushed like an additional 30% of the time.
Yeah.
Also,
It's bad.
That's already bad, right? You take a whole character's activation to pick something up and you don't get it, but you're actively helping your opponent get it because they can put it close to whatever it is they need to. So it could be you're actively
You'll end up
helping
closer to them.
Yes.
But you could get pushed and drop it. So you could get pushed short and then drop it range 2 to their side of the board.
Yeah. Because a crit is not a success on that one, right? On the Senator thing?
Yeah. Oh, I think it's Wild Skull. Let me check real quick.
Because you could roll a crit and...
Helps if I can spell scrolls correctly. It is crit wild. So yeah, on a crit she would succeed. So no, not that one. What's the other one?
Terrigen canisters.
Spider infected?
Spider infected is getting pushed. Terrigen canisters is if you get poisoned or not.
Okay, so on spider infected, you would roll in the power phase.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could get pushed short and then drop it because you rolled the crit.
Yes.
And, oh my god.
So you just deliver it to them.
Yeah. And so you'd have to activate your 2-point cost character basically first to get it back.
Yeah.
And then Terrigen canisters is crit wild. So she would always succeed on the roll in all of the current models. But I know that originally one of them was Wild Skull, I believe it was. But I believe they're all crits are positive now. That's funny. Okay, so the you would not have to get pushed and drop it with scrolls, though. So that's good.
Right.
You should take Heimdall just so you can reroll her criticals on her interactions.
No, you should not.
That's the thing, too. She can't.
You should.
She can't have an extract and interact with beta flips because it's like, oh, I flipped this point. I dropped the extract at the same time. Sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, because it also works if she does beta flips. Yeah, that's... Okay, yeah. That's an unfortunate interaction. That's like the Quicksilver with civilian tokens problem, where they just refuse to fix it.
What do you mean?
And before you say working as intended, go fuck yourselves, because every other steal doesn't say that at this point, so I don't really care.
Yeah. What? Wait.
Oh, Quicksilver's Can I Borrow That doesn't work on civilians, it only works on assets.
Right, but then how is Jubilee's rule like that?
Oh, I'm saying that it is an unfortunate interaction with
Oh.
the rolling criticals with some mission tokens.
Yeah.
Some mission tokens are bad for her because they force her to roll dice when she normally wouldn't have to.
Oh, well, I think that's just fine, right? Like, there are characters that are good at some things and not good at others. I think Jubilee can be bad at those extracts.
I
Right.
don't believe a big point of the game is that your model's value is directly dependent on what specific mission you flip over, ignoring like the deployment. It's just like randomly this mission fucks me for a reason other than what's printed on the card. Does that make sense?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
No,
Like I think Vision, for example, is meant to be bad on pay to flips. I think that's intentional. But Quicksilver being bad on like a bunch of the civilian tokens, I think that was intentional when they wrote the card. But since then, they have changed their philosophy, and everyone else doesn't care.
Oh,
So now he's like the odd man out,
sure.
and now he gets screwed when the status quo is generally you don't.
I see. So there, originally you felt like they were limiting it, and now it feels kind of arbitrary and capricious.
Yeah.
So I get that, but I don't know if Jubilee is that. I think Jubilee is supposed to be that bad at extracts. I think it's supposed to be that. I think.
You think she's supposed to specifically be bad on these 3 of 10 or 12 or however many there are? Like, you think those 3 missions are meant to be her Achilles heel, or you think she's just coincidentally bad at them? They were like, we need to make Jubilee worse on scrolls. Let's make a mission. Let's make a rule on her card that makes her bad at scrolls.
Okay,
I don't think that was a conversation.
No, I don't think that was the conversation. But I think they absolutely knew, because they said when this character rolls dice, and not when this character rolls dice as the result of an attack or dodge, right? So like,
I think the philosophy was if she gets involved in combat, she might drop her token. I think that's fair.
Mhm.
That's a good design space to punish a 2-threat.
Right.
I don't think it was designed to say if you play Spider Infected, she's going to drop her fucking token when she gets pushed.
Right.
Haha, look at you, idiot.
Right.
I don't think that was what they were thinking.
I think it clearly could have said when this character rolls dice during a attack, defense, or dodge roll, which they've said they've gone back on a lot of cards and added like dodge roll to strange and shit like that. Like they've done that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, originally, this wasn't even considered to be them rolling dice, and so this is due to an FAQ ruling that this is even relevant. And we've also seen other times when FAQ rulings were not really what the developers intended. Like, clearly, when like we had the reroll debacle with the prepaying for exploding skulls, and then like all the models had to be errata, that was clearly not intended. It was just they were cleaning up some verbiage.
I think this is go ahead. Finish.
And so it's just an unfortunate situation where that's like a thing, especially when they're forcing people to play more missions now. I think that just increases the volatility of her being bad in some situations.
I think because now there is the ability to veto, right? Or rather, you get 2 missions and you get to pick, right? I think the chances of you getting those 2 extracts that are both bad for Jubilee and you really want to play Jubilee are low. Because all 3 of those things have to be true at the same time, right? You want to play Jubilee, you want her to pick up 4 things. You want her to play Jubilee, you want her to pick up the extract, and these 2 missions are the only 2 missions available out of all the missions that were brought. That seems like a lot of things to happen. If it does line up, then yes, that's a bad situation for Jubilee, probably arbitrarily so. But I think there's enough space for that to be not the case in enough games.
Sure. So there's 3 extract missions that do it, and then there's also all the pay to flip missions.
I thought it was 2 extracts that have.
No, it's because it's Terrigen and Scrolls and Spider Infected. Spider Infected happens in the power phase though, so it's not immediately when she picks it up.
Okay.
The other 2 are immediately upon her interacting, and you don't get a say so.
Mm-hmm.
It's Spider Infected. If you choose to pick up a Spider Infected with her, you know she's going to drop it at some point. It's just going to happen. She rolls so many dice throughout the game that's going to happen.
I think that was.
It's like a third of the missions roughly that will negatively impact this rule.
Yes. I'm not saying with the extracts and secures together are going to negatively impact her.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know if this is an unintentional bad thing. I think they wanted Jubilee to be a real klutz idiot, to be a vapid mall rat, and vapid mall rats don't really care about whether or not you're securing the scenario with your super team. They're more about, dazzling everybody and helping out and looking good doing it. Like I think she's supposed to be a teenager in superhero fights. And
Yeah.
vapid. I think that was the point of this rule, which makes her very ineffective at being consistent with this. Now, will that translate her to be a really great 2 threat? Probably not, right? It'll probably make her worse and frustrating for anybody who really wants to play her. But I think the part of the rule interacting with everything that she could possibly do is probably intentional. But you're right. It's unfortunate for character balance. If that's what
I think it was intended for pay to flip specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might not have really thought about the extract side.
Right.
But I find it interesting because obviously you had to at least think about pay to flips because it's a core functionality of the mission type.
Right.
But not only that, which team is one of the best teams on pay to flips?
X-Men.
X-Men. And so the fact that their first 2-pointer that can contest stuff is really bad at pay to flips, I don't think was a mistake. I think that was very intentional.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that kind of like caution. They assuming it was intentional. That level of caution to, hey, let's not give the best pay to flip team an affiliated 2 threat. That's also really good at pay to flips. Like Toad, for example. Toad's amazing on pay to flips because he can interact at range 2 and he doesn't have to stand on it. And so I appreciate that if it was intentional. If it was totally accidental, obviously, who cares? But
I also agree. One of the things that I mentioned before that I didn't like about Jubilee, my first instinct about her was I did not like that it felt like X-Men was just getting all the cake and eating it too. I think that rule on the bottom of her card really takes some of the glamour and interest away from automatically windmill slamming X-Men over another faction with a Toad, for example. It's a good example because Toad in Mystique Brotherhood will be much better at scoring than Jubilee in X-Men, even though Jubilee gets access to the X-Men Tactics cards and extra power, probably. It is much more consistent. And I'm glad that they're not just getting everything that other factions get.
all right, Josh, what's next?
Omega Sentinel. So I know Parker said he thought she was an A. You had some discussion about whether she was better or worse or comparable to Psylocke. And that I think you made a great point. If she didn't have the armor switching thing, she doesn't have a lot interesting on her card. But I feel like that mechanic she has makes her a really nice tech piece where you have one model that can fill a role against a variety of different teams. Like if you're playing into Guardians, the value of extra energy dice and stealth is a lot higher because you can just stay out of gun range, and then even if they have to spend an action to get into range, you have extra energy dice. If you're going into Asgard with lots of physical attacks and throws, you can keep it in that armor to reduce the collision damage, have extra physical dice. If you're going into something like Sentinels, who have a lot of restraint cables or bows or stuff, you can stay in that. I think rotating through it is probably better, but I feel like having all 3 of those gives you one piece that can fit a matchup against a lot of different affiliations instead of I can't play Psylocke in this game because I'm facing whatever, and they'll just smoke her. And I don't have a good example of what that is, but
so the example that we've seen a lot with Vision is, yes, it is good to have above average defense dice. It is, you would certainly rather have any defensive rule, in historically speaking, than more defense dice. More defense dice are extremely unreliable and swingy, and it's going to line up eventually with their spike attack, and you're just going to die. Now, that's not a guaranteed rule, but it does tend to be the case in experimental play. It's good that she is not frail as a base, as where, for example, Vision is frail as a baseline, and is really not affording his stat line at all, especially compared to 4 threats nowadays. So he's also penalized on pay to flips a lot because he only has 2s in most of the relevant pay to flip stats. And a lot of the newer pay to flips have been a set number of dice, so that's been less relevant, but it's still relevant. So the issue I see you running into a lot is, hey, I'm going to shoot you with, physical or energy, blah, blah, blah. And so you're incentivized to switch to that other type. But then as soon as you do, you can't reactively switch back when they bow you or cable you.
Right.
You can only reactively switch to attacks. And so just in that single interaction of it's like, hey, I've got this superpower, and so as long as I have the ability to move you off the point or drag you into further danger, you're effectively locked into being in your Mystic defense. And then I'll just get to free shoot you all of these times with all my other attacks, basically daring you to switch. And if you do start switching and your defense works, you'll run out of power. Because you're like, oh, physical energy back and forth, that well, it's 2 energy per if you are successfully blocking it, because that's the point of switching is you'll block the damage. It's kind of like bodyguard. It's like, oh, you bodyguard and then block, so now you can't bodyguard anymore. It's like, it's kind of that. And it's not like a death sentence or anything. It's just, it's not as good as actual defensive mechanics.
Right.
And so you are paying 4 points for arguably, I would say, a below average stat line on a 4-pointer. It's not well below average. It's just slightly below average for competitive 4s.
I actually value, but like you said, the defensive effects. If she was just 2 dice, it would be bad. But she does have, I think the biggest one is the plasmatic, the stealth one. If I have an opponent who sets up and with their first action targets me at range 4, even if they're targeting me with a physical attack, I might turn on plasmatic cloaking, and now they don't get their second attack. Like whatever that first attack is, they'll get that, and only gonna roll 3 dice. But then but now I'm stealth. So yes, you get your one shot, but your next shot's gonna have to be anything else because you can't target me anymore. So like there are cool ways that she can catch people out by spending 2 to become stealth. I think that is not nothing. It's not that it's not always going to happen, but it will happen, and when it does, I think that'll be cool. The reducing damage from collision is probably not enough, but it also is interesting. Like
the fact that she can switch in reaction to a collision, I think, makes it extremely relevant.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite parts, is that you can reactively switch to a collision, and because all collisions are only 3 damage now, the reducing by 1 is very relevant.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think I value
she will
the power part more. Sorry, I think she values the other abilities more than the dice, because I think I've learned a lot from you about the defense dice, but the collision, like if you're in that, she effectively doesn't take damage on you get thrown after this attack, because she just reduces it to 0 if she's the one being thrown. So it's one of those like, oh, you're going to leave her on 1, but you have the throw after, or I'll just switch and not die. So that's valuable if you start in stealth when your opponent's outside of 3 and they only have guns and hit and run and stuff. But I think the bow is the one that, like you said, if you're in that and your opponent has a power, you're probably stuck in that. And that might not be to your benefit all the time. Might be a detriment. You just have to eat physical attacks. But that's a great power to have, especially on like turn 1, where you're just like, I just can't be bowed. The attack rerolls are nice too sometimes if there's something small in front of her, but I think the not being bowed is the much better part of that.
Yeah. In my experience, abilities like this, much like the additional power gainers, it usually ends up being more of a detriment than a benefit, in my experience. Because if you have a model that generates 2 or 3 power a turn, they're either completely busted or they were designed knowing that, like the old Asgardians, where all their shit's overcosted because they generate 2 power a turn. And so they can't do stuff at the same rate as other people because their power gain is only 1 more than everybody else, but all their powers cost 1 more. So you can't start using 3 powers in a turn because all your shit costs 3 and 4. And it's just unfortunate. And so with this, you're giving full knowledge of basically your intent and ability to react to your opponent, which allows counterplay, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that your opponent is going to be trying to use this against you also. And you will definitely get games where your opponent doesn't know how she works, and you'll get to run the table and do everything you ever wanted. But there's also games where, like we said, like they have the tow cable or some other mechanic that locks you into one of the states. A really nice play pattern I see is you just sit in the stealth. They have to come into range 3 to attack you. They happen to be a physical attacker. You switch over to physical, so they lost an attack moving in, and you get the extra defense. And then you attack them and immediately switch back to energy on the next attack that somebody throws at you. So there's clearly good play patterns here. It's not a negative trait like Visions, I would say, is just a negative trait.
Right.
His is a bad ability. It's meant to nerf him more than help him.
There are two awesome quality of life things for her, like the fact that she gets to shift at every power phase, like Red Skull 2 does, means she gets a little bit of pro action without spending the power.
I believe everyone that has one of these rules does that.
I don't think Vision does he?
Vision does. Vision
okay.
chooses at the start of the turn.
Okay, good. But the other thing is Cyberpathy allows you to start with 2 power after you interact on turn 1. And so starting on 2 power on turn 2, even after you interact on turn 1, means she gets to charge. If she has the electrostatic pull up, she gets to charge and reroll 2 dice on 2 attacks, and she might be up 4 or 5 power, and now your opponent has to try to go through all of her stuff when she's able to spend power and cycle it. I think she has the ability to cycle, especially if you're willing to let her be your first important activation that turn, because you can start the turn with electrostatic pull to get her some more damage, which turns into more power, which lets her to switch back into other things. I think there is a gameplay cycle that she's going to be strong at. I will say this one more thing, and I'll say that I'll stop. Brandon, you got me to talk. You got me to be less excited about her. The thing I got most excited about her was long speed charge, because I was like, long speed charge with a reroll. That's Zemo. That's Zemo. Yeah, that's amazing. And then I went, and then I looked. Since I have not been playing very much, there have been like 4 fucking models released with long speed charge, and I did not know that. And I was like, I thought it was Zemo and her. It's Zemo, her, and like 3 other motherfuckers now, Prowler, and that made me really upset. Yeah, it's like Prowler. Is Echo also like some shit? Like there's
probably.
I think she
Echo has
real fast.
Yeah, Echo has
it. And I started to look at that and I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe how many long speed chargers there are in the game now. This is not special. I'm yet another reason why Omega is not tip top. I thought she was up there because she was up there with Zemo, but she's not. She's just.
I am not at all interested in the play pattern that you described, and it's not because it doesn't work. I just think you're wasting the value of the model. If your plan is to dive them, like just jump into their team, I think you're throwing away all the value of the model, because you're negating. We just talked about the best parts of her defensive mechanic is the secondary components. The defensive dice is nice. It's not the end all be all. People with +2 dice die all the fucking time. It is nice, but it only average gives you 2/3 of a block. It's not even as good as cover. And so just to put it in perspective, 2 extra dice is about as strong as having cover. But you don't really gain a benefit from the Mystic defense portion. Not being able to be pushed or advanced when you're point blank with the enemy is not very useful. And stealth when you're already at range 3 is not very useful either.
Right.
And so you're really at that point only benefiting from the resistance to collisions. And outside of that, she's not super tough. And so if you dive somebody, he's like, yeah, you might get a trade, but there's a reason people don't dive teams with Zemo. You just get him killed.
Yeah.
And so she, in my opinion, the value is play her like Ant-Man. Is get somebody who can hand her a power, and she's just 4-threat Ant-Man. She's going to move across the table and hit people in the face, and she'll be really hard to catch on the flanks, because she can change into stealth, she can not be pushable, she can gain collision resistance. She can fight a lot of people 1v1 very well, especially if you can control the range. Like, you can keep the distance between you. So I'm very interested in that play pattern. But like the fact that she gets her power back for picking up a blue, I think is basically irrelevant, except for the fact that you can have Wong toss her a power or any other number of interactions. Walk forward, interact with a pay to flip, and then get your power back and charge instantly from the pay to flip token. I think that's cool, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to the rest of her kit.
And I'm saying I was not advocating a dive into your point.
I know. I'm just saying it's more for the audience than you. I know that you're not going to just hand your 4-pointer to the enemy.
Right.
But the fact that she has to be on the flank is not nothing.
Yeah.
Because she's a close range, medium, stabby person. Like, when you just compare her to Sif, it's like, I am way more interested in Sif. I think Sif is a noticeably stronger piece that has less, like, gameplay options, right? This model is way more flexible in things that it can do, but in my experience in competitive MCP, you need a brick that does one thing very well, and I think every meta model does that, as opposed to this.
Zach, did we totally just like take the win from your sales? Or were we just are we validating you, or were you
No,
feel like
Zach doesn't believe us.
You validated that I think people underappreciate her. Also, I haven't played her yet, so I can't say that for sure. But I'll tell you, like and Josh alluded to this, like my frame of reference for this is, I want to use her and Prowler under a Mystique leadership and just do the most crazy stuff you can do on turn one with as much power as you're gonna get back on extracts and secures. We talked about high tech heist when Prowler came out, and so in my mind, it's we're playing a pay to flip. I'm going to take Omega Sentinel and Prowler, and I'm just going to flip all the pay to flips and just have a massive turn one where it's 6-2 or something, and have those two just running the bases trying to keep those flips. She's going to be better at it than him, but that's what I'm excited for. Is she's got, or like Deadline, I guess, is one.
If you take someone like Lockjaw, like a long-range teleporter with her, you can overflip multiple of their pay-to-flips on their side.
Yeah.
Because you teleport her, she walks long, flips, gets her power back, walks long, flips again.
Yeah.
You don't even need Mystique. You just need Lockjaw.
Yeah, but I want to play Brotherhood.
I know.
Brotherhood's just on the first time you interact, or is it every time you interact?
So Mystique's is only extracts that you get the power back. And then Prowler has the first time he interacts with any objective token, he gets a power back. Because Prowler has a fun thing where he can move up with Mystique, pick up an extract, gain 2 power, then long move charge like Parker likes. Omega Sentinel can pick up an extract, get a power back, flip a pay to flip, get a power back, flip another pay to flip on turn 1. And so,
like, we're talking about cuteness, and like Prowler in Mystique just walks up, interacts with the pay to flip, gets 2 power and charges. Like, that's super cute.
Yeah, that's adorable. With Pierce, goddamn.
Yeah, and then he overflips your pay to flip on the back end.
Yeah, and he uses high tech heist and is like, "I'll just guarantee I get that one. Thank you."
Well, you only need to high tech heist if you fail the overflip.
True, that's true. You get to roll. I forgot about that. You don't have to pay until you roll. So I think that's what I'm going for. Is Mystique obviously struggles at pay to flips because her half of her leadership does nothing for that, and so these are 2 models that make that a lot better. And if it's Mystique, Toad, Juggernaut, those 2, you just have a bunch of fast, speedy models who are going, I'm just going to run around and just overflip you as soon as your turn's done, and that's all you're doing. I think that sounds fun.
The problem with that is that would work really well against low model count opponents, but if they have more models than you and you're playing a bunch of 4s and a 5, they're just going to be able to do it after you anyway. So it's not like
we'll see how it works once I test it out. I have a new list that has that. I also have Abomination with Magneto. That is a lot of fun, let me tell you.
Is it just because you can feed him power?
Yes.
Okay. If only there was a way to give Abomination power any other way.
Yeah.
If only there was. I wish there was.
There's got to be.
This is a great
the only way I can think of is to spend a 6 cost leadership that has to spend power and throw things.
Yeah, I've been putting him in, like, what's the fucking terrible Black Order leadership? It's like, you put him in
Corvus.
Black Order and I kill somebody. That's how I get him power. It's like fucking terrible.
That actually doesn't work because it only gives Black Order characters power. That's
great. Like, if only there was a way, Parker.
Yeah, if only there was a way.
This is the way. Magneto,
I don't think that's
Abomination.
the way. I can't.
Yeah, God forbid you just, like, play X-Men or
now,
something
now
good.
I can't move forward. Why in the world would that be the best way to get him power to do his thing?
So it's about getting him power. It's also about so I just played a game last night with Magneto, Juggernaut, Abomination, and Emma. And so you just have an insane amount of ways to deal damage, not related to attacks at all. So Abomination gets 1 power on turn 1. He moves up.
Yeah.
He immediately does Radiation Zone. Then you need to give him 1 more power before the next round, and then he immediately Radiation Zones again and does damage to people. You have Juggernaut sliding into people. You have Magneto throwing everything he can find. And so it's like I dealt a ton of damage without needing to make very many attacks. It was a lot of moving around and just
Okay.
radiation zone.
And you have cover for everybody, so that's the thing. That's yeah, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why would you not just play Ulik instead of Abomination?
You just said the auto damage. It's the auto damage.
The radiation. The radiation.
I understand
zone.
Ulik doesn't do auto damage, but Ulik does this other thing called actual damage.
Hey,
I don't know.
Abomination rolls 7 dice. Ulik only rolls 6. So
yeah, but you
Got him.
see, Ulik has this thing. It's actually printed on his card. It's called good, right at the bottom of his card.
and I need to play Magneto Abomination into Brandon so bad now.
I will give you it's a funny interaction, but like you could just like play Omega Red and do basically the same thing, and he's cheaper.
Yeah,
And he heals himself.
And he heals himself.
You guys aren't going to sell
and,
me on
you know,
this.
he has
I'm
web
already-
snare, which is cute.
I've played
Because
exactly,
Abomination's throw is basically trash.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say if you wanted a character that could help Magneto, Omega Red actually helps him by grabbing people and bringing them closer to Magneto.
Get over here.
No, you guys aren't
In
going to
fact,
sell me on this.
also,
I'm already-
I can't
I've played
even
one
imagine-
game and I'm locked in, and that's it.
I can't even imagine trying to kill Omega Red under magnetic
Yeah.
refraction. That sounds like actual cancer.
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you started this, I was like, should I be playing Magneto and Omega Red?
The answer is every list should be playing Omega Red. We discovered this about 6 months
Yeah,
ago.
he's fucking amazing.
He's
Isn't there
so
another guy
good.
now that does what he does only faster? And is that Warlock who does the same thing he does, but he doesn't?
Yeah, he
live
just
as
costs
long?
5 more points, so
No,
it's fine.
no, not Adam Warlock.
No,
Warlock
he's talking
Warlock,
about
the-
he's talking about Little Warlock.
Oh,
He has a
Freakazoid?
similar
What does he
thing,
do?
Yeah.
but he's a 3 threat. He doesn't have the DR. I think he eats terrain to heal, if I remember right.
Well, this character's. Oh, he doesn't have the
Yeah.
automatic poison. I thought somebody else had automatic poison now, but I can't.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember.
Abomination.
Oh, that's right. It was Abomination. That's right.
The person we're talking about. God damn.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking
See?
about Ulik.
We're back.
That's right.
Yeah, I already got him. No, he's
Abomination is not
Oh my
the
God.
answer. Abomination is not the Does Omega
Yeah,
Red have
I,
DR? He does not have DR. That's the thing he doesn't.
I do want to
Yes,
say,
Omega
He
Red,
does
they
have
both
DR.
have DR.
God damn. Jesus Christ.
Omega
why aren't you
Red
playing
is
Omega Red?
basically what I consider to be a reverse tomato. Because he started out really moldy and bad, and he's just slowly becoming ripe. Because it's just like the game has changed just
Just
enough.
wait till
for
he
his
gets
skill set
2
to
more
line up
health
really well.
and like 1 more defense.
He's about to get super buff.
Amazing.
I feel it. Like he's
Yep.
about to go like
Yep.
straight. Like he's going to get the Ghost Rider treatment.
I
and
think
be
he's
a
gonna-
legit monster.
I think he's going to be 8
He
on the
can
front
pull
side,
from
7 on the back.
5
Go
now.
fuck yourself.
Ugh. Parker, stop! I can only get so erect.
Shit.
Oh god.
All right,
Hmm.
but it
Oh my
works.
gosh. I am so.
All right. So
I
what's,
don't know why I've never seen anybody play Omega Red and Magneto. That would be such a ball buster. Man. that sounds-
I mean, I played him with Emma. It's so funny to me because like I was playing CJ a bunch, and she's like, I just push Omega Red into the middle, and it's like Logan and Zemo just throw their hands up, like, what do we do? Like it's Omega Red. Like it's so funny because he's just such a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
He only has to
He's
live
a
on
very-
one, and it's like patch up and like all the bullshit. You're like, fuck.
Especially in Hellfire, you're
He
like,
just,
I'll
like,
heal,
everyone's
I'll heal
poisoned.
again. I'll heal 1 more time.
I heal again, then I heal again, and then I push you, and then I walk away. You're like, no, stop it. Okay, what is our next question?
Okay. We have not seen all of them yet. The new Crisis. This is about the new Crisis selection. We have not
I
seen
haven't
them
seen
all.
any of the crises.
We've seen 1 because they showed the picture of the 5 and people zoomed in on it. Okay. So
Sure, but what's it called? I want to look at it.
I have no idea.
If I just type new crisis, I feel like it's not going to put.
Wait, hold on. Are you talking about the ones in the box?
Ooh, Blackbird
with the Prime
Crash?
Signals?
Is it Blackbird Crash? Because I've never heard of this.
Uh,
Is it like the Senators?
no, I don't know. Blackbird Crash. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's
the
on
one I'm
Jarvis. I've
looking
never
at
seen
is
this.
Surprise Assault Mutant Homes Destroyed.
Yeah, we know.
Is this a secure?
No, it's an extract.
So the gist of it is, Brandon, you're aware of the new one that they showed a few months ago, Jailbreak, where
Yeah,
there's
I've
4 of
seen that.
them. They go away at the end of the round. You can't run to the corner. You have to be outside of 5 of a board edge, or you drop it at the end of your turn. And they go away at the end of each round. This one is similar to that. They're set up the same distance from the midline as the scroll. There is no other extra effects on it. It's just you can pick up one, and it goes away during the cleanup phase after you score.
It's the poop out tokens.
Yes. So
Okay.
there is at least one more, if not maybe two more, because we can only see pieces of the other extracts because they haven't revealed them all. So there's at least one or two more like this extracts where you pick them up and they go away at the end of the round. So the question I have for you is, do you feel like this helps fix the problem with stealing if you only get to steal it for a round? Like Black Cat pays 3, she steals your thing, and then at the end of the round, she is gone.
Yeah, I get the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I said this very shortly with Josh from Muse because I was very upset. At the time they spoiled the first mission, Jailbreak, I believe it is. This mechanic does heavily combat stealing. I think that is true. Now, my huge problem with it is then at the same time they change the way mission selection works, in which my opponent gets to ban one of the missions available from my list. And so if there's only one, what the fuck is the point? Because they'll just ban the mission that counters their list.
Right.
Now, if there's going to be like a huge changeover to be like half of the missions are these disseminating vending machines where it's like, hey, you get one, you have to come back. Like, sure, I do think it counters pay to flips. I don't think it
stealing.
fixes the meta. What did I say? Yeah, not pay to flips, stealing. It fixes stealing, but it doesn't make the game better. It just fixes the one problem and does not address the issue of you're effectively making a second set of secures that you have to stand next to. And if we're just going to get into the point of you're going to start at max move away from one of them, walk up, pick it up, and back up again, then what the fuck is the point? You're just going to start yo-yoing your... Like, I walk forward, interact, back up.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do this every turn. It's like, what the fuck's the point then? That doesn't actually fix it.
Yeah.
Now, Jailbreak prevents you from walking directly backwards, but doesn't stop you from being pushed backwards. And so if you have anyone who can move allies out of activation, it breaks it. And so you just like team leader your guy backwards once they start moving in, and that doesn't stop it. They're also so far apart that like I don't know that it really matters that much. You have to be really trying to hide, or really trying to go get them for it to matter. Which is nice that it's not just you can infinitely run. That's obviously dumb. I do like that, but
right.
Yeah, I don't think it fixes it, because if we're just going to end up with 8 secures on every map, then guess what? 4 of my 4 models in every game are going to be standing on points the whole game and not actually interacting with the opponent.
Yeah.
So I don't think it fixes the game. I do think it combats stealing.
It looks...
But I don't think it unless they're going to release a whole bunch of them, like 5 plus at least, I don't think it's really going to affect the meta very much.
So zooming in on the picture from what we can see, it looks like there are 4 of them, including Jailbreak. We can see at the back where it shows Jailbreak. So it looks like there's going to be 4 of them. Who knows what else is going to exist in the next
You mean 4
pack.
tokens, not 4 missions?
No, 4 missions that look to be set up like this. Because we can see where it says placed unexhausted, etc., etc. Like these...
Okay, so it says there. We know there's going to be 4 of these vending machine style missions.
Yes.
Okay.
We can't read any others. It looks
I'm looking
like
at Jarvis right now.
There's a 4, a 3, a 4, and a 4. We can only see...
Are you on Jarvis?
I'm on... This is looking at AMG's roadmap presentation. Because we can't read
Jarvis.
the name. Does Jarvis have the other ones in there?
Well, there's a few on here that I'm not sure about. Like, I guess this Blackbird one is an event mission. But it just looks like they have like full art pictures of some of these, but I'm not sure. Regardless, I don't like this as a total fix. I do think it combats it, and I think that's good, but it could definitely be better. I think just adjusting stealing in general.
Right.
What I would like to see is anything that takes a token away that isn't a tactics card needs, like, just print it. Is any superpower that would normally take an extract from another model should instead say that model cannot score the extract it's holding. And so I can just follow you around with Black Cat and keep disrupting you, and then you won't score the point that you're holding, but you shouldn't be allowed to flip the score and take it from me and then run away. And then, God forbid, steal another one from another one of my models because of your one interaction.
Right.
And if they just decided to put that ability on a model that didn't have 3 defensive rules, I would feel less bad about it. Like, don't also make me unable to make choices to interact with this model.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this will be interesting to see because, like you said, are people you're gonna have to just have a model stand by those, or is it gonna require you to have more models that can like move, pick up a new one, and then charge back, so that you're not just abandoning the um, secures? It also obviously, I'm very excited to play Mystique, and I think she loves these. Of this is not really the tax is just a move action. Like if it's Juggernaut, it's like, well, he's gonna move, he's gonna pick this one up basically for free, slide back. That's what he was gonna do anyways. So this isn't really a tax. I also wonder how these types.
Yeah, like if you're just taking.
Yeah.
If you're just taking like Blob, for example, and he's walking forward, getting an extract token, and walking backwards every turn, it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, if you're not playing someone like Mystique, that's just negating your power gain every turn. And so now long-range poisoning people will dramatically affect scoring, because they won't be able to pick up extracts anymore. Like, but then you'll just have to, like, walk forward, pick up, shake poison, and it's like, what are we... That is just, like, more terrible play patterns that I do not want to enjoy. Like, I just don't understand why you don't fix the problem. This feels a lot like when X-Wing was like, hey, regular ships suck because turrets are overpowered. So, or like, regular ships suck, so let's make dogfighters. So dogfighters just beat regular ships, but then they're too strong. So now we made turrets, so turrets beat dogfighters. Now turrets are too strong, so we made auto thrusters that make, dogfighting ships beat turret ships now. And we're like, God damn it, and we'll make even better turrets that will beat auto thrusters. I'm like, you're just going in a circular power creep chain that's creating these play patterns that are completely ridiculous, and anything that isn't doing this isn't playing the game.
Yeah, it's not a rock paper scissors. It's a power creep. Yep. Go ahead, Parker.
I think your question of like whether or not this will affect like the competitiveness of the Steelers is probably like impactful. It probably does something, but I think you're probably giving them too much credit. I think this is just a new kind of scenario they wanted to try. I don't like. I feel like we have just as many possible ways to abuse this with other things that we haven't been abused with, been abusing, with this. I think they're characters, for example, large base characters will enjoy this because they might be able to sit on a secure with one part of their base and, sit close within one of a red at the same time. It's like large base characters will get a benefit from this depending upon what blue sits on it. Toad will almost always get a benefit from this depending on what blue sits on him. Any character that has a place is going to be excellent. There are these civilians, fucking super giant, right? Can call on characters far away, right? You're using
but these aren't civilians, are they?
The one we can see is Surprise Assault and Jailbreak are both
it is?
civilians.
I can't read it. The font is too light. But so it gives you a civilian token?
The civilian is what
so
pops
you
out
interact
of
with this thing, and you're saving a person from the vending machine.
No, what is the exact wording? Can you read it? Because I literally can't read it on this screen.
So it's place 4 unexhausted haven tokens source. So actually, I don't think this works for Supergiant. Because you have to interact.
Because if the token that comes out as a civilian, Supergiant can't interact with the dispenser. She can only interact with the tokens that come out of it, and she can't make them pop out. So yeah, I think that's okay.
Yes.
Sure.
As far as you're saying, like, I don't think it had any intention to be directly related to the stealing, I don't think that's true. I think it had a lot to do with it. Now, maybe they had an idea for this kind of mission anyway, but the fact that they're releasing a bunch of them, I think that directly goes into they're trying to downplay Steelers. I think that it would be really unfair to say it doesn't. That's like not their plan.
Can I say one of my favorite affiliations in the game that I love very much is going to get much stronger with these hanging around? Is Daredevil. Shadowlands Daredevil, because there's so many goddamn tokens now, because you'll get a reroll if you're next to the dispenser, if you have the extract, or if you're next to a secure. So good fucking luck finding a single spot on the board that doesn't have some bullshit that lets me get a reroll on you. So like there are some things in the game that interact with also MODOK. I love his leadership too. Is Wakanda's, what's his name?
M'Baku's the push, the you can't be pushed part of his leadership. You have to be contested.
Yeah. contesting. So there's a bunch of leaderships that say if you're contesting
Also Winterguard.
in Winterguard, there's a bunch of things out there that say if you're contesting, do X. That will all benefit or positively or negatively from this. But
I do agree with you on the defensive ones like Winterguard and Wakanda. I don't know how much about the Shadowlands because I feel like people are very intentional on when they're contesting things and when they're not. And just because there's more tokens available, I don't think that means that they'll end up being contesting more often, but you might be right.
I think what it will be is there'll be characters like you said, Brandon. People will be like, well, I need to get this next turn, so I'll leave a character here so that they can pick it up. Or if I totally leave, now I'm sacrificing all of my movement to pick it up so that I'm not shot by rapid fire bottles, for example. So I think there will be more opportunities.
Yeah, we'll see. If it's lockout, I think you'll just be out of range yourself, and by the time you cross the table to get to them, they'll already have an insurmountable lead. And on the ones that not like lockout where they don't have a kill box where you have to stay in the middle, I think people will just do the walk forward, grab it back up, and be effectively out of attack range for most of the game. And so, but I'd be interested to read the new missions as a whole and see how likely that is to be the case. Because we're still going with like partial information.
Yeah, this was more or less about what does the next pack look like, and more just it looks like there's a design philosophy here for these types. I'm curious too how it'll change like the activation choices you have on these types of missions, because it'll be less focused on I need to kill this extract holder because they just don't have one. So it's like, well, I kill you and I get this secure, cool. Or is it like, well, do I go pick it up before you can pick it up? So I think that part of it is what I'm curious about, is just like, how does this change some of the way people play it? But this was, again, more focused on just what does this do for steals or like those types of stuff.
I want you I think your point right there is very clairvoyant. I will be really excited to see what it does to player psychology. Like you said, because it used to be, I'm going to activate him first so that I can kill your guy with 2 extracts and then, keep the game going, right? But now it's, I'm not going to roll any dice because I get +1 extract if I just move. So I'm going to do that instead. And so it's going to make games probably much faster in terms of actual time played because people just aren't rolling dice. They're choosing
I'm actually worried that like the potato lists are going to come back where it's just like Kingpin or just people that just sit in place and don't do anything.
Right.
Like I could see in this example, like Adam Warlock's type lists could get better. And so like right now I think Adam Warlock is actively bad. I think if this becomes the norm and you don't have to worry about people running away with objectives anymore, that could become a lot more live and he could become potentially a lot better. Because his kit is really good. I just don't think it contributes to winning in the current environment. And so
there are a few characters that can plan on being near these dispensers and just always have shots, right? Like your Cosmic Ghost Riders, your range, your range 4 and 5 characters. If they're just standing near the dispenser, even if your opponent wants to come up and grab them, they might not be able to move far enough away. You just get shot anyway. So
that might mean that stealth ends up being a lot stronger,
right? Like then now if you're playing, you're exactly right. Maybe a Mega Sentinel.
I was going to say, this is actually the exact kind of thing, like a long mover that can just walk up, grab one of these, and back away.
Yeah.
Or go chase somebody who has backed away. I think there's definitely some value in her kit on these type of missions.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still true as if it was before. Like, Zemo was really good at that also.
Yeah. I am so far very hopeful for this kind of mission. I think the dispenser mission is going to be interesting to try. Will I like MCP as a result? I have no idea, but I think it will be interesting to try. I am interested to try this style and see how players interact with it.
I think that this mission pack is shaping up to be much better than the last, which is not saying a lot because the last mission pack is by far the worst we've ever had. Like, by far the worst we've ever had.
It was so fast. And that's a part too. I know we don't want to get too deep into these because we haven't seen them all.
Yeah.
I also wonder how much this will slow it down. Because it's, okay, I kill your extract holder. I take it from them. Now I score these 2 points. And now it's, I kill your person standing on this secure. I have to choose if I'm leaving it. Like, I just wonder how many points are going to be just left on the ground at times. So
Yeah.
rather than max scoring 8 every round, it's like, well, we can only get to 6 because am I going to leave this secure to pick up this extract that just goes away at the end of the round? Like, no, I'll just stand here.
Yeah, you could end up putting yourself wildly out of position in order to pick something up that you only get benefit once. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't want to be the downer here, but I feel like for me, competitive MCP is a wrapped up dry mummy inside of a coffin that has got like 37 nails in it, and I feel like every time something has happened, it's just driven another nail into the lid of the coffin. But this is shaping up to like start taking some of those nails out. So I mean, we'll see. Like, I don't know how you're gonna bring the mummy back to life, but like you're getting some of those nails out. That's good.
Maybe we got some necromancers in here. Maybe we can figure it out.
These do seem like this deployment specifically that's very central near the center line. Seems to really encourage you standing in the middle of the table, which is the shit I like to do. So.
Yep.
I could very much see this mission being friendly to Magneto, because Magneto could probably contest or at least threaten 3 of the objective points, right?
Right.
And so all you need to do is make sure people can't easily get them and get away. That's all you really need to do. So like putting slow on people at long range could be really good.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you're like, oh, I'm going to move, and like it makes those secondary conditions like poison becomes really important because you're losing an action to get rid of poison.
Yeah.
Slowing people's like, oh, I'm going to move up, grab it, and walk away. It's like, nah, if you're fucking slow, you're not.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, now I have to double move and get it. Like all those little, or just pushing somebody a quarter inch backwards. Like Shuri is going to be, I think, really good in this format. Because not only is she long range, but she can fuck up people's like pre-planned stuff.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can see here being good.
We just need to see the whole pack and see because obviously these 10 aren't going to be the only 10. So what's staying from the current ones? What are they getting rid of? I feel like the new pay to flip style of a flat number of dice / you get it if no one's on it has a much.
Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, like Macron and I think Guardians save, where Macron is.
But
like,
I mean, they haven't said that's the plan for.
No. But I'm just saying,
right?
no.
Okay. I just feel like this is the pie in the sky change that everyone says every time, because I actually don't think the always getting it on the pay to flips is good. I don't think that's a good change. Like, I think it's good on the 1 die interact ones. I don't think it's good on the 3 dice interact ones. Because I think all that ends up happening is you just start doing a carousel of like musical chairs where everyone just leaves theirs to go get the free one, and then you go get their free one, and then you just keep doing that in a circle, and it's really annoying.
That's true.
I think that maybe you could put something in like round 1 uncontested blues are automatically gained. Like you could do something. My personal favorite is you can interact with a pay to flip secure that is uncontested any number of times. It's like just keep rolling. As long as it's uncontested, you can just keep trying. So that way you're benefited as a tactical choice. Like, I have a 5 power guy, I'm just going to go take this. Like, I guarantee it, basically, because I'm going to roll 15 dice looking for any hits. And that's when my dice come in. And you get to see me rocket an or red fucking D8 through someone's skull.
I still remember a game Parker and I played a long time ago that was on some pay to flip, and I think the only way I could not lose was have Professor X over flip with his 2 dice, and I got it, and I thought Parker was going to have a heart attack for a second. It was just like, this isn't going to happen, right?
That's not even that unlikely, though.
No, but it was just funny.
1 in 4?
It was just like, you only have 2, and
I'd like to introduce you to my 14 dice Hulk smash that got 0 hits in a tournament. Like, it's like, well, I guess I lose this game. Yeah. Overall, I think I'm not super happy with this change to the new missions having this style, but I am very optimistic that they're taking swings at shaking things up, which is exactly what we need. Yeah. I think this has a lot of potential, even though if it's a direct challenge to Steelers, I don't think it's perfect, but it is a move in the right direction, and it can be executed really well if the deployments and the secondary components mesh well with the individual missions.
I also just like what we just started doing, which is, ooh, what about these effects on these models?
Yeah,
that have
immediately we
usually
started
been-
talking about how
Yeah.
it changed the game.
Yeah, and then what about these leaderships? They haven't been really popular, but they get more ground with this. Like there's lots of things that happen whenever you do. That's the thing I want in terms of what you just said, Brandon, which is spin the wheel, right? It doesn't have to fix something perfectly as long as the meta wheel spins just a little bit, so
Yeah.
more things can pop up and get more attention.
Yeah, this isn't chess. This isn't Go. We're not going for perfect balance.
Right.
So if that's the case and the meta is stale and boring, fucking pull the levers. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Because this is not working, and you're clearly not going to put the effort in to make the game perfectly balanced, which would be an impossible task anyway.
Mhm.
Like, so if you're just going for like reasonably close, just start pulling shit. Like, let's see what happens.
Can I tell you one thing that actually made me want to do more MCP at Adepticon? Zach,
No.
I don't think I told you this.
No.
When I was watching the prizes at the end, the awards, they're giving out
Mhm.
prizes and stuff, and letting people go up to the prize table. I looked at the prize table and I was like, oh shit, there's like 8 boxes on that table I don't have. I was like, I don't think I've ever participated in an MC tournament once that I gave 2 shits about the prize table, because I always just windmill slam my
You already
wallet.
had everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never ever took blinked at buying a new model of MCP. So at this point in the game, I could participate in MCP and actually expand my collection by playing MCP, which is mind blowing. So that it's a weird thing that I was like. And another thing is, if I played a game of MCP now, there's a reasonable suspicion that I'd be like, oh, Ironmonger, what's he do? Like, I would actually be able to learn something while I'm playing,
Yeah,
which is
that's
something
true.
else that it used to happen every week, but I kind of like what you said, Brandon, the game had gotten not stale. The word is not stale. It had been kind of determined, right? And so models that I never saw. Like I said, I've never once seen a Squirrel Girl. I've never once seen a Gwenpool. They are models that you can play, and I've never seen them once, because there were so many goddamn models in the game. Who was ever going to put one down on the board? And I know somebody's listening right now going, I played only Gwenpool, but I'm kidding. I'm telling you, I played a lot of MCP and I never once saw one. There are so
I
many.
think they struggled really a lot from their affiliations. Like, the affiliations they were in were so large that they already had many other good options at that point total.
Yeah.
So they're just a very skippable box. Even though, like, Squirrel Girl has some amazing mechanics on her cards.
Yeah.
So does Gwenpool. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
And so it would be fun to get back into the game now when I don't know if I still don't think I'd ever see a Gwenpool again. Props to anybody who pulls a Gwenpool on me in the next tournament or whatever. But I'm sure I would see a King Black Bolt maybe eventually. Like I would see a Man Thing. These are also models I never played against, but they're newer, and I just have been out of it for a while. I haven't seen some of these, so. I'm sure I'll see an Echo, because apparently she was all over the place at Adepticon weekend. She was everywhere, but fucking
I think you would like Echo. I think.
Well, I mean, he fucking likes Omega Sentinel, so why not?
Yeah. I think I could play Long Move Charger as the list. I think I could do that. That would not make me mad.
Parker, do you want to hear a good Adepticon MCP story that I don't think I told you? Did I tell you my Spider Ham story already?
No, I'm instantly infuriated for you. Unless does this end with you killing him, because then I'll be less infuriated.
No, it's my Spider Ham, so I don't know how that swings you on the totem here.
Oh, I just vomited in my mouth a little bit. Continue.
It's all right.
Go ahead.
It's the most comic book story. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm with you. Then go.
I'm playing timelines. I'm playing my webs list. Double twos, all the fun stuff, right? So I'm playing against Mighty Avengers, and their big model is using my opponent was using was Carol 2, trying to boost her up to go binary form all the time.
Yeah.
So Carol Spider Ham had an extract. Carol went nuclear form, kind of dove into him, couldn't daze him or would give up priority. So she just like threw a tree at him so he would drop his extract. So she picks up his extract. I activate with him, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll just hit you with his little pokey thing, generate a little power. So I get the slow and the stun. I deal no damage. So like one of them gets a wild, gets a slow. Next one gets a stun. No damage. So we're just hanging out on like my home extremis point or something. So the next round I play all webbed up. And the model I have to activate last is Spider Ham. And Carol has not gone yet. So I activate with Spider Ham. And I'm like, oh yeah,
Jesus.
she is slowed. So first I'm like, well, I'm going to hit her with the pie because I want to shock her. Because I'm very sure this is going to go poorly. So if she's at least slowed, stunned, and shocked, it's going to go okay. So I roll that attack. I've got boosted dice from all webbed up. So I roll 7 on that attack and deal 5 to Carol with Spider Ham. And then I'm looking at it going, well, she's shocked and
now
stunned.
I should just kill her, right?
Now she's shocked and stunned. So if I do this goofy little spender and slowed, if I do this goofy little spender, she'll also get staggered because of that. So let's just see what happens. I can at least get a stagger on her. So I do the spender into Carol, and I roll 7 again, and Carol blocks nothing. And so little 2-threat Spider Ham back there just beat the shit out of Carol and took the extract
pulled
back.
out the giant mallet and just crushed her.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what it felt like. It felt like a comic book hitting her with a pie. And then I won that game.
Did your opponent reach over and just squeeze your little Spider Ham?
He just laughed because we were both like, "Wow, I don't even know how this is possible." Like she has reverse pierce on everything. No wilds, like nothing to help her at all. She just got smacked by Spider Ham. And then I think I won that game 16-15. So that was like a pivotal moment that Spider Ham actually dazed her, took the extract back, and scored the secure that she was on too.
Zach, you always do the same shit to me. It's like we'll be in a close game. You're like, so what if like this random 5 dice attack just one shot at ASM? Like that'd be cool, right? Or like what? Like you always do this shit to me.
I do. It is always to you. At least it was somebody else this time. But I was like, he was a great opponent. We had a great time. It was just like it was comical, just that it worked. Because there was in no world should Spider Ham have just destroyed. She had full health too, so it was like dealt 7. Like just in no world should that have actually worked. And
well, you
did.
Dealt 12.
Yeah,
she just only had 7 hit points.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you almost doubled her health pool with a fucking 2-threat.
With a 2-threat with a couple extra webbed up dice.
I think my favorite was it Parker had Bullseye versus Thanos and Storm, killed them both. Yeah, that was Aaron.
He one activated Thanos on his backside, full to empty. Just took him out with 2 spinders. Storm tried to kill him, failed, and then he just whooped her ass. Yeah. Bullseye
didn't even have to parting blow, just killed her anyway.
Yep,
like,
just
fucking
killed
die.
her. I didn't have any power.
He's like, I don't know if you know this. I never miss.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What happens to Bullseye when you hit by lightning? He throws knives at you. That's what happens.
Yeah. Aaron playing his bullshit X-Men carry Thanos list, and I just one-rounded Thanos and then killed Storm to table him and win. I had fucking
that wasn't
left.
even the most demoralizing game you've had against Aaron. My favorite is still the just play 4-pointers into CGR. It's unbeatable. You just walked at him with 4 4-pointers.
I
just tabled him.
I just double
at the end of the game, you still had 4 4-pointers.
I just sprinted directly at CGR and just huddled around him.
Yeah. He was like, what is happening? And I was like, Aaron, shoot him. And he's like, no.
I can't.
Something's wrong.
If I attack him, everything attacks me back.
Demon bullets.
Because that's what it was. It was all characters that attack him back. So every time he tried to do something, I just attacked CGR back, and he just died like a bitch.
He's range 4 and can teleport. That doesn't seem super relevant.
It didn't matter. It did not matter.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So I'm not taking anything from your story, Zach. That is a fun comic book story.
That's an MCP story for sure.
Yeah, I am.
That is an MCP
I love that
story.
you actually got the outrageously oversized cartoon hammer, which is the name of his ability. I love that you actually got that to happen, and you killed Carol. That's perfect. Couldn't happen to a nicer lady. That model can suck eggs.
I've never seen her do anything.
She doesn't
every
do
game
she doesn't do
she's
anything.
ever been in. She just gets dunked on every game.
And OG Captain Marvel, I've seen her put so many games on her back and just carry that shit. And you never see her. She's always fucking amazing. But for some reason, Captain Marvel 2 is just dog water, and I do not know why. I don't know why.
You remember the team game we had against Aaron?
Oh, I remember.
Oh god, it was so funny. We played in a team event. We were playing like 24 points because it's like you team up and you each have 7 models and it's +4 threat. And Aaron and I think it was Aaron and Jason were playing Inhumans, and like the whole point of their list was to funnel all of their power to Captain Marvel 2. They didn't tell us this before the game started, and so we're playing Convocation at 24 threat, which is the best threat for Convocation. Let me tell you, it was some complete bullshit. And we just walked up. I was like, "Cool, we're gonna penance stare Carol." It's just like 8 damage penance stare, drains her to 0 power and dazes her. And he just looks at me and he's like, "That was the whole point of our fucking list." Stripped all of her power. Yep. He was so mad. I was like, "Oh, you didn't tell me that. I definitely would have done this had you told me."
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, she wakes up, and I think we like sent her to the dark dimension. He's like played a Poldock and just yeeted her off the table.
Yeah,
like, goodbye.
It wasn't even close. Like
I don't think she made a single attack the entire game.
It was so exactly what should happen to her every time. I think anybody. I don't know why anybody who I've tried to play her too, and every time I was just punished for it. She's just a punisher. She's probably the worst model I've ever put on the board because I always have such hopes for her. That's the thing, is like you're looking at her.
I'm gonna play her eventually. I actually really want to play her.
She seems so cool and fun, and for some reason she just shits the bed.
Yep.
She is the opposite for like models that you're like, I guess I'm gonna go kind of ham on this, like Black Swan with the Power Stone. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go a little ham with this, but this probably doesn't work. And then you play her, and she just fucking eats the world, and you're like, wow, okay, that's really good. And you try to do the same thing, invest in her a little bit, and she just does jack shit. Maybe somebody out there has had an experience with her, but I have not, never seen it.
Yeah. Funnily enough, my 2 favorite accomplishments I've ever achieved in MCP both came against Aaron's son, Perrin. The first was I played a 2-model unaffiliated list at 17 threat and won against Web Warriors.
Oof.
I scored to 18, just to be clear.
Oof.
I played Thanos and Hulkbuster.
I might retire. That happens.
I know it was pretty rough. To be fair, this was back when we were doing the 3-card Monty missions, and so there's only one extraction.
Oh, see, yeah.
And so it's the only reason it was even possible. But basically, we just played a staring match for 2 rounds, where it was like nobody was interacting, because if he picked it up, Thanos would just kill him and take it, and if I picked it up, then I would get it. And so, but he would try and steal it from me. And so we were just staring at each other. And it's like 4 Web Warriors versus the fucking Hulkbuster Thanos. And eventually, he went with first activation Gwen, found the token, and then Thanos just came in and like dunked her and took the token and teleported away. And then the second game was we played a 6-round game of Hydra versus Cabal, in which Logan attacked 0 times and was alive at the end of the game.
Nice.
And I was really proud of that one. It was a hard game.
That is awesome.
Perrin is my only. I think it was a tournament game. It was my only game that I ever won 0. Meaning I kept him to 0 points. He lost like 18 to 0, or maybe it was 20 to 0. It was something really sad. It was just the worst. He had. To be fair, I remember it was a low-scoring game, and he was playing like a really aggressive list, and so he wasn't really like gunning for the stuff. But he never had a chance to get them. He just, and I think I just Parker diced him is what happened. It wasn't a fair thing.
Everyone just died.
Yeah, he was just like, wow.
The first tournament coming out of COVID was, I think, Bug Eater in Omaha, and we all went up, or me, Aaron, and Perrin went up, and we played. I got back-to-back 20-0 games. Because that was, again, back when Meteors was 3-0, and the other one was, I can't remember. It was another all-or-nothing mission.
Like Fisk or something?
Oh, it was Researcher. It was Researcher and Deadly Meteors. And so it was the pay to flips for 3-0 and the researcher for 2-0. And so it was just 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
Ooh.
And every turn came down to the last activation. And it was like Ebony Maw would walk up and push somebody off the point and then win the pay to flip. And then it just every turn it was that. And I was like, oh fuck. And so like 2 games in a row I won 20-0, and both games were like the closest games I played all weekend, which is one of the reasons I'm so against fucking, victory point differential is like strength of schedule. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with how the game went.
All right, this MCP talk has got me excited. I'm going to have to play some MCP, I guess. God damn it!
You mean after you play Blood Bowl?
Yeah, I'm going to do some both. I'm going to do some.
Parker, I'll play you with
Both.
the Magneto Abomination, whatever you want to. I mean, you just let me know.
Whenever you want.
Oh,
Free wins
I am.
whenever
I
you
am.
want.
You know what?
I am.
Into your Sentinels.
What?
Into your into your Bastion Sentinels. I'll do it.
Mhm.
Parker, I'm still waiting for this. What was it? The convocation list where you came up with? I was like,
No.
this is the worst list I've ever heard.
No,
of.
I played that. I gave that a yeoman's effort. I played like 6 games with that list.
How'd it go?
Oh, jury's
06?
still out. Jury's still out.
Jury's out.
There's still.
Are they out because there was a bus accident?
There's still time.
I
There's still time.
actively
We can
remember
figure
you
that
being
out.
like, Parker, this is the worst list.
This
I've
is
ever
the
heard.
worst thing I've ever even heard.
Everybody thought
I
it was the
remember
worst thing.
CJ tried to
Everybody
play
thought
it.
it was
CJ tried to
This
play
is
it
the
was
worst
like,
list
I
I've
can't
ever
do
seen.
it. I played it twice. I can't do it.
Everybody thought it was the worst thing. I'm still convinced it had merit. It's definitely.
You should try it with the new mission pack.
I'm
All right.
sure there's a podcast transcript somewhere where I say out loud, "This was a terrible idea. Why did I ever do this?" But I'm not willing
Probably.
to eat that humble pie right now. So I'm saying I can't remember exactly what happened, but I can tell you that it was probably it was a ham crate idea, right? Like I got down in it and I figured something out. I was like, "This is amazing," and I didn't even think about how terrible it obviously was. But the thing I want to do in MCP requires me buying more models, and I don't know if I want to do that till Sentinels come out. But man,
Yeah.
but I feel like I want to play a little bit of MCP. Adepticon was fun. Seeing the hype there was fun. Sentinels are going to be fun. These new missions are going to be fun.
We have about a month and a half before the new missions are out, so it should be pretty good time. Probably going to play a lot of Blood Bowl and Old World between now and then, but then I will definitely give the new missions a shot.
Yeah, because it should be new
I'm really
missions
excited
and
for the
Sentinels at basically the same time. And then it sounded like very shortly after was when they were doing this large character stamina overhaul with some
I also have a bridge I'd like to sell you, so if you
they think they
I remember about this time
think
last
they
year
said
when they're like,
June.
by the way, there's like 50 character updates coming, and that was a fucking lie.
Yeah. The thing I'm most curious about is just like little bits on podcasts here and there of She-Hulk will actually have a front and a back side. They considered making her a 5. They considered making Hulkbuster a 5. Like just some of the little whisperings that this is from like Schick and Pagani of them talking about what they considered is like, oh, I'm curious now as to what you landed on because these are some interesting thoughts there. But just stamina updates and defense dice updates is enough for
Yeah, it
a lot
doesn't
of
take
people.
a lot.
Like Josh hadn't read Sin's card in a long time, and CJ and I were trying to explain to him how bad Sin
She's
was.
so bad.
Like Josh, it's way worse than you think. And he's like, no, I mean she's probably like
It's
just a little bit.
pretty
I'm
bad.
like, it's so much worse than you think. Like just go read. He
It's
like
so much worse.
he read it and was like, what? Why would you ever play this? We're like, that's exactly the point that we're all trying to make.
People forget she exists in the game more so than Viper.
You know what?
Like
Ironically,
of that box set, they remember Viper.
Ironically, her leadership is worse with all these extracts that you drop every round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope they change her leadership because it was really frustrating because it's so random that you can't even plan on your own leadership working. It's so bad. At least like Winter Guard, there's a component that works.
Yeah.
Then there's a secondary effect that has a random chance. It was so bad because you could just sit there. Your leadership could never take effect for the entire game.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. But yes, very excited for new stuff. I think they'll actually follow through on the character updates this time, and I really hope that they just put a lot of hey, yeah, this is dumb, let's fix that. I hope they change the Quicksilver Tactics card to make him the fact that he's supposed to be competitive with Black Cat is so absurd on its face. She is 5 times the character he is, and he has to have a tactics card that only works half the time to even compete with her kit.
Yep.
It's so dumb. It's like, come on, guys. And he's such a fun character to play, but he's so bad.
Yeah, he's very fun.
Yeah, so I hope they do, like you're saying, the She-Hulk having two sides thing. I don't know that that's necessary, but like She-Hulk just needs a little bit. Like her problem is the scenarios, not her kit. Her kit works fine. Mm-hmm. It's just the scenarios shit on her, and that's why I want to see change. I want to see the game go back to participating in the fucking game and not just hiding. Like, let's rent a timeshare in Florida. That's my contribution to this game.
Yep, very excited for all that.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, hopefully everyone has enjoyed listening to us yell and scream, and unfortunately, Zach try and take Abomination. So,
do it.
Outside of that, hopefully you had a good time. This has been Brandon.
And Parker.
And Zach.
And you just listened to An Abomination. We did it. We got it in there. Mm-hmm. Got him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.